Hey guys, I am Pixel Dan, and today we're going to be checking out the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Sewer Lair from NECA Toys. This has been a long time coming because we've always seen the amazing dioramas that NECA Toys builds for conventions, for Toy Fair, all these amazing dioramas that they use to display their figures. And oftentimes when that happens, fans are asking if there's a way they can make those so that we can have them here in our collections. And they've done that with several things in the past, including with Turtles already, where they gave us that tiered street scene diorama. Well, now we've got the next step of that, which is the Sewer Lair. Now, with the Sewer Lair, this is just a part of it. At least, eventually, the plan is to have more pieces of this. We've seen that they've talked about adding on to this base Sewer Lair playset with Donatello's lab and a kitchen, stuff like that. But as of right now, we just have the Sewer Lair itself, which is just kind of like the main living room quarters. As you can see, it comes in a pretty sizable box. This thing is pretty massive. In fact, I should probably get some measurements for you guys so that you know exactly how big this is, because you're talking 26 inches lengthwise there, and then the height on this thing is 17 inches, 10 inches on the depth. It's got a plastic handle at the top so that you can lift this thing up and lug it around. I mean, this is no joke. This is a big box. Goes right along with all the giant toys we've been getting the past year or so. It's pretty crazy. This was a pre-order only. I believe that's the plan. The only plan for selling this was through pre-orders on the website. And it was a bit on the pricey side, pricing out at $299.99, so $300 for this set right here. And I know one of the things about this too is there was also an accessory set that was sold separate. That was even found in Targets and stuff like that, which has a lot of things that would fit with this playset that unfortunately isn't actually included in this box. But we do have some other stuff, and we're definitely going to take a look at every bit of it. I want to start with the box, of course. You can see it features some gorgeous artwork on the front. Like, the artwork is killer. I mean, between the turtle van and this, we've got some really outstanding artwork on the packaging, which is something that I really love because the vintage Ninja Turtles toys always had awesome artwork. It's really great to see that tradition continue. Now, if we rotate around the box, you basically get some photography showing some of the aspects of the Sewer Lair playset itself. Beautiful photography on the back with several action figures. It also shows you how it can work together with that street scene diorama if you have it in your collection, which I do, so we're definitely going to be taking a look at that here in this video. So, pretty big box. Do we have to put this thing together? Absolutely we do. I actually did a live stream with my Patreon just the other day where I unboxed this and built it. So I'm going to cut away to some of that footage right now just so you can see the process of assembling this thing.
Okay, the last thing in the box is all of these accessories. You see they're in plastic here. First thing we want to do, here we go. Line these up. Let's see how this goes. Oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah. That fits in there really good, and it doesn't fall back out. I should probably do this. Work smarter, Dan. Work smarter. There we go. And then this is the bottom, and you can see it's got the holes across the back right here. Line this up. Yeah, do you hear that clunking in there? Clunk, 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 clunk. There we go. Easy peasy on that. Or does this plug in here? No. So that's supposed to have a hole in there? All right, I'm a little confused because you guys get to watch me fumble through this here. So this one looks like it goes like this. Easy peasy. But then this one, so this is confusing because there's no hole in there. You see that end pipe? And this has got like a big peg on the end. And it looks like it's supposed to plug into this. Does it fit? Oh, wait. Maybe it fits anyway. Doesn't plug all the way, though. Okay, let's see if we can make this work now. So that goes there. This goes here. This goes here. This goes... Oh, boy. Okay, this goes... Okay, there. Oh, I did it. Hey, look at that. All right. Looks like the big poster of Doodah goes there. The stop sign goes here. You see the scroll is over here. Oops. Like that. And then the one-way sign is over here like this. And we got to figure this stuff out. Okay, so it just shows this one kind of here like this. And it shows the other one up here like this. All right, well, let's do this. Peel off the sticky back here. We're going to find... Oh, boy. Why did I just have it? No! There we go. Okay. Whew, boy, you got to be careful with that. Once you touch that to the back, it's instantly adhesive. So be very careful when you're putting this on. And we'll put this over here in the corner. There it is, my friends. This is the NECA Turtle Sewer Lair.
So here it is. Here is your completed Sewer Lair playset, or diorama. I almost think like playset's not necessarily the right word for this. It definitely feels more like a diorama that is meant for display. But let's talk about measurements with this, because it's a pretty sizable piece right here. So if I bring the tape measure across the top, so I'm measuring 25 inches across lengthwise. And then this is an important measurement, I think, right here. I'm going 15 inches from back to front. So when you're thinking about where you're going to put this in your collection, I think finding a shelf that's going to hold this will be a little tricky, because I don't think, like, thinking about standard bookcases, like in my room here, I've got the Billy bookcases from IKEA. They are definitely too shallow to put something like this in there. This would be sticking way off the shelf on the front. And I think a lot of bookcase-like shelves are going to be like that. So I feel like you're going to have to find some dedicated space to fit something like this, especially if you're also going to display it with the street scene diorama on top, because that is going to make this massive. And you'll see what I'm talking about in just a bit. So the structure feels nice and solid. I will say that. Like, when you put it all together, this is a pretty sturdy playset there. Obviously, all of the accessories inside are loose so that you can move them anywhere you want to. But these walls, I mean, these are sturdy. And this has got some weight to it. It is quite hefty on there. And I do want to rotate it around so you can see what the outside looks like. Because it is just kind of the hollowed out walls there. So when we turn it to the back, there's obviously not a lot of details because it's just hollowed out. But of course, this is meant to be put in a place where you wouldn't really see the backs and probably the sides. Plus, like I said, they are planning to do those add-on sets. You'll notice that we've got these large tunnel holes in the sides there. So if they do follow through with coming out with those other pieces, Donatello's lab, and I think the kitchen was one of them, it'll be interesting to see how that's going to work. Is that just going to set up next to it? or is it going to clip into place? But either way, that's going to like extend the length and maybe even the depth of this thing even more, which is going to be totally insane to see just how massive this could get. But as it is right now, you obviously just have these giant holes in the playset, so might be up to you to come up with something creative to put back here on the outside. Maybe create like some sort of backdrop scenery that you can put behind it. There's a lot of cool things I see diorama makers specifically always come up with some amazing stuff. So I really think you could have some fun decking this thing out. It does come with a lot of its own decor. All of those little signs and pictures, posters, they all just popped into place on the inside of the playset. I'm going to stand up here just because I want you guys to focus into the playset while I'm talking about it. These all easily come off. They just clip into these little peg holes here, so you can kind of move those around if you want to do something like that. And then all of the furniture pieces in here they don't clip into place. I mean, these are totally loose. You could put these wherever you want to. And these are some pretty cool pieces of furniture. They've got a nice Simpsons couch in here. That's totally what that looks like. But you can see totally like it's hollow on the inside. It's like vinyl. Hefty, sturdy, really cool looking. Has that black line work that has the animated look to it like a lot of the figures do. We've also got a little sofa or chair right there. Recliner maybe. What would you call that? Splinter's Lazy Boy. So we got that there as well. We have a table with a little bench. And then we've got the little end table with the cool little paper lantern that sits on top of it. We've got a little corner light that stands back here. And we've got the rug, which is totally like a mouse pad. Like, seriously, that is what this feels like. This is a mouse pad. If any of you out there don't know what a mouse pad is, we used to have mice on our computers that were attached by wires and had little balls underneath them, and therefore we needed to have these little mouse pads to use the mouse. That's how old I am. So that's what this feels like on the inside of the playset here. But, I think all of this furniture looks really nice. Now, again, there was an accessory set that had other accessories, which unfortunately I don't have that accessory set because I didn't find it. I didn't actually grab it. But I know that there's other things like the TV and lots of other stuff that you could use to build this out. And it is unfortunate that they weren't able to include that stuff with the playset, especially at the $300 price point, because it does feel like a bit of a high price point. And I know that, like, man, costing this stuff out must not be the easiest thing to do. Like, much respect to all the designers at NECA who just want to make cool stuff like this. I imagine that, like, the people who make the decisions on the pricing, it makes it a little difficult sometimes. But I don't disagree with anybody who looks at this and says, $300 seems like a lot of money, because $300 is a lot of money. But I guess this is what we do now. We just buy really expensive, really big toys. That's kind of where we're at right now. But this is pretty nice as a good display piece. It does look nice. The paint deco in here is really good. Something else I didn't really talk about, because it is painted on the inside. And you can tell that because when you look at the unfinished part on the back here, the bricks, like, this is obviously unpainted plastic on these bricks right here. But when you come back to the inside, you can see really nice painted details on the bricks where it almost looks like there's a bit of a dampness going on with the bricks. They're worn. Maybe there's a bit of mold growing on them. I don't know. We're in the sewers. Maybe this isn't really a safe place for the turtles live. I don't know. But I think it looks really nice. And then same with the pipes up here. Paint deco looks really, really cool. There's these really interesting stickers on the back, which are like foam and they're soft. And I wasn't sure exactly what that's supposed to be. Is it supposed to be like ripped wallpaper? Is it supposed to look like water dripping? It looks cool. I just didn't know exactly what it was supposed to be. But those are stuck on the back there too. So I don't know. I think it's a very nice looking play set. And it's sturdy. I think really finding somewhere to put it proper in the toy room, like literally, I'm looking around. I don't know where this is going to go. And I feel like a lot of people are going to have that problem too. But if you have space to build out cool big dioramas, this is pretty cool. Before we get to the big part, the expansion, I do want to put the figures in here. I want you guys to see what the action figures look like inside the play set. So obviously this is made for the Toon Turtles. The cartoon turtles, the old Fred Wolf original animated series for Ninja Turtles. So we can bring those guys in here. You can see what they look like on the inside. And they look good. I mean, it's got a lot of space in here. So you can see how much space is in there with the turtles in there. There's plenty of room to build this out and put other figures, other characters in here and build it out. I think it's also important to show some size comparisons. So let me move the furniture real quick. Here, let's go ahead. We'll put Mikey right here from the animated series. But if you want to buy this, or if you bought this to display with any of your other turtles, you know, we've got like our different type of Mirage turtles here that we can bring in, so you can see what that looks like. Or if you want to see what a Super 7 Ultimates Turtles looks like, come on, Donnie, stand up there. There you go. Or if you want to see what Loyal Subjects looks like in here. I mean, every toy company has the Turtles license right now, so there's a billion different options for figures. But they all fit in here. They all look good in here. This works with everybody. So whatever you want to display on the inside of this playset, you could totally do it. Here, I actually do have 2 Playmates figures that we'll bring in here. This is their more recent Last Ronin figure, but it's 5-inch figure, so like the vintage scale. And then here's one of the Mutant Mayhem figures, which is also in that scale, but this gives you kind of an idea. So I do think those will scale a little small with it, but like, man, this thing could really work for a wide variety of different Ninja Turtles action figures if you bought it for that reason. So here, I wanted to do this too, just so you guys can see the scale between the two. Here is the recent NECA Turtle Van, along with our Sewer Lair playset. Obviously, this would probably be like up top, right? But yeah, look at that. That looks pretty cool looking next to it. It's crazy that we got these 2 big items here. So that's fun. One of the other pieces I do actually have is the Dimensional Portal. It's pretty big, but you know, you can find space for that in here too. That might be something that even works better with Donnie's lab whenever the lab comes out, but I did want to bring that over to show it to you as well. All right, and we got to do this, right? It's comparison time! Here is the vintage Sewer Lair playset from Playmates Toys, along with the diorama from NECA. Look, the pipe can just fit right through the the hole on the side there. But yeah, it's kind of fun just looking at these side by side. I mean, seriously, still one of my all-time favorite playsets. It's one of the all-time greats. But pretty crazy to see like new Sewer Lair for our collector figures. Okay, so the one final piece we got to talk about with this particular diorama is this piece. So this is a piece of foam core, but it's very sturdy. A lot of dioramas are actually built out of foam core a lot, but you can see the top of it there does sort of have like a street. You got like some references to the cartoon with a newspaper and a wanted poster. You got a sewer open manhole cover there, a sidewalk. So this is meant to sit on the top of this playset, and it is specifically there so that you can stack that street scene on the top. I guess you could put this on the top if you want to, just displaying it like this as well, but I don't think it's necessary. One thing I will say, it doesn't seem to fit perfectly flush across the top because this little piece of the sewer pipe sticks up just a hair taller than the back of the playset. Now, it doesn't seem to be posing me any problems, thankfully. But, like, look, you can see that it's a little uneven as a result. This does make a base, like a pretty good sturdy base. It doesn't clip on or anything like that. I don't even know, maybe you might even want to buy... somebody in my stream on Patreon recommended, like, Velcro or something to try to, like, hold this in place better. Because it doesn't clip in place. It basically just sits here. And then we just set the street scene on top. Are you ready? Because that's what I'm going to do right now. Let me get down here. I'm going to pick it up off the floor. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay, so this is the street scene diorama. And we just kind of rest it up here on the top. We place it even there. And that's it. That's it. Now, here's the thing. A little wobbly. And that's not because of the sewer. It's not because of this. The street scene's a bit wobbly. And I've always kind of felt that way. Even when I had this on my shelf, it always felt just a little unstable. It's a little on the wobbly side. So the only thing I would say is, like, I think probably if you're going to put this on a shelf, like, maybe this will be up against the wall. Maybe it will be up against the back of a shelf. And that really won't be an issue because that will be a good base. But you might want to think about finding a way to just keep it a little more structurally sound by putting it up there. I think it's fine, but it doesn't seem like it's too back heavy where it's going to topple backwards or anything. It's just like, I don't know, it's a little on the wobbly side. But look at this thing. Look how gigantic this is. I mean, sitting on the table, it goes taller than me because of the cardboard piece at the top for the street scene. So now let's get some new measurements. From the bottom of the sewer layer all the way to the top of the cardboard up here, we're at 41 inches tall. Over 3 feet. This thing is insane. Massive, massive toy. Another thing that we got to find room for in our collections. But obviously, if you already have the street scene, this is pretty cool because it works as a tiered display stand where you've got all these levels that you can display figures up top. Then we've got the sewer down below. You know, we've got the turtle van here. And maybe they're even going to pad this thing out by adding Donnie's lab or the kitchen or all these other pieces to make this street scene and the sewer playsets even bigger, which is kind of bananas. Wow. Unbelievable. It's like crazy to me still that we're getting toys like this now. But they definitely don't come without a price because this is an expensive build right here. This has been out for several years, and I bought this back when it first came out. And I want to say these were around 100 or 150. I can't remember exactly. And then you're talking 300 for the actual sewer itself. So this is not a cheap setup by any means. But if it is something that you want to purchase and add to your collection, I do still think this looks very nice. It's impressive seeing how big this is and should give you a lot of space for displaying your Turtles figures. So there you go, my friends. That is my look at the crazy big NECA Toys TMNT Sewer Lair diorama. Definitely let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm curious if you guys have yours. These are shipping right now, by the way. I've already seen lots of people posting pictures of having them in your collections. So I'm curious if you bought it. What do you think of it? Do you think it was worth the money? I'm very curious to see if they're going to expand this out. Are you going to buy other pieces to expand it out? And also, where are you going to put it? Because I have no idea where I'm going to put this one. I just have no idea. This is nuts. Why are all the toys big now? I don't know. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all of you. Until next time, my friends.